Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 24 March 2022, Thursday night, 9 o'clock, time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel. And a knife sale we shall have. Before we get into the meat of it, let's do a little housekeeping as usual. First up, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I will post them on the screen for you in just a moment. They're also going to be reprinted in the description underneath this video. Also in the description at the very top, you will see 3 links to previous videos on the channel. The first is to my Primer for Buyers video. That's a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale. So if you're new, that would be a good watch. It'll make your purchasing experience much more enjoyable if you know what's going on. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. If you're interested in using this weekly sales event to move along some of your collection, that video will be very helpful. It explains how it all works from the consignors perspective. And then the third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the ApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. So in the description, you will see those 3 links, then the terms of the sale. Then at the bottom will be the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps and pricing. If you're on a cell phone or like device, you may need to click See More to see the entire description, including the list. I had some comments last week that people couldn't see the inventory list. You just have to click See More, or it might appear on your screen as more ... Okay? So yeah, in that inventory list, you will see the timestamp on the description and then the pricing. The number to the left of the slash is the as shown price, number to the right as sharpened by the ApostleP Knife Service. No next day sharpening this week, so expect your sharpened knife to ship in about 3 weeks after purchase. If you see the word sold in lieu of pricing, that knife has been bought and paid for by someone else. No need to send an email. That, I believe, is all of the housekeeping. Let's get the terms up on the screen for you, and I'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, we have some leftovers from last week, the first one of which is this beauty right here. From the Ball Watch Company, this is the Ball Space Master, sometimes known as the X-Loom watch. What we have here is a tritium festival going on. 84 tritium tubes on this dial. Each hour and minute marker has tritium. The Arabics are a pattern of tritium. The hour, minute, and seconds hands have tritium. There's a tritium pip at 12 o'clock, and then at 11, 1, 5, and 7, more tritium. The rest of the markings on that stainless steel bezel insert are superluminova. The Space Master carries an ETA movement. It's a 2830 series movement with the date and the day. Dimensions are 43 diameter, 52 lug to lug, 15 thick. I believe these are 21 inch or 21 millimeter lug widths on this watch. Interesting double screw system. This is wearing the fitted factory ball natural rubber strap with the ball clasp. I don't think I took this off the cushion last week. There we go. I'll show you the case back. because it's pretty cool. This is running about minus 10 seconds per day. I think it's about a 5 or a 6-year-old watch. I'm not going to do a lume shot because it's pretty impossible to get. The Super Luminova will glow brightly after it's been exposed to light, and then you walk into dark or a low light condition. In the middle of the night, after the Super Luminova fades, then the tritium becomes the star of the show. But that's very hard to capture on camera. So it works as designed. You got 120 click unidirectional bezel, nice coined edge. Robust action, and it does line up. You have a screw down crown with this spring loaded detent crown protector. Works pretty cool. Fully satin case. Some very light wear marks on this watch. So we're going to call it excellent, no box. This was about $3,000 new, guys. We ran it last week at $1,200, got no takers. Dropped it to $1,100 for the weekend. It's still here. This week somebody gets a beauty of a Ball watch. $1,025 on the Ball Spacemaster X Lume watch. Talk amongst yourself as I restrap it on the pillow. Next up, kind of surprised this one made it through. From the We Knife Company, we have a model 717G Valiant with the gray titanium handle with carbon fiber inlay, black stonewashed satin blade, and S35VN. Kind of a stubby, but a right handsome stubby. And that carbon fiber does have a milled texture. Nice sort of acid stonewash on the titanium, beautiful milled clip. It is a titanium frame lock with steel inserted lock face. Ball bearing flipper. Whoops. Nice robust detent. There's that two-tone blade. Blade steel on this one is going to be S35VN. Blade steel is 2 and 31/32, just barely under 3 inches. Handle length 4 inches. There is your lock engagement. It is solid and robust. Action is very smooth. Centering is perfect. Flipping action, stunning. Condition on this one's going to be like new in the box. This model discontinued and out of stock everywhere. When it was available, it was $200. Web retail. We ran it last week at $170. Got no takers. Dropped it to $155 for the weekend. Still here. Somebody gets a deal this week. $140 like it is, $160 with an Apostle P edge. The WE 717G Valiant. Next up, from Medford Knife and Tool, made in the USA. Got a big white box, got a pouch, got some stuff, a certificate of creation, November 24th, 2021. No stupid letter about the warranty. Yay! The knife inside is here, the Medford Smooth Criminal. Hard anodized, sort of a forest green on the aluminum handle. Flame anodized titanium hardware. Button lock ball bearing flipper. There's your flip in action. S45VN blade, tumble polished. 3 inches of blade length. 3 15/16 inches of handle. Nice drop point. Beautifully hollow ground. Looks like we might have a little glow in the dark thing going on. Maybe a little tritium in the flipper. Rock solid lockup. Free swinging ball bearing action. Perfect blade centering. Condition going to be like new in the box. These are out of stock everywhere. When they were available, they were $340 web retail. We ran this last week for $2.90. Didn't sell. Dropped it down to $2.70 for the weekend. Still here. Let's do $2.50 this week. $2.50. Then $2.75 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Medford Smooth Criminal. Next up, we have a pair that we ran separately and then combined for the weekend. We were going to keep them combined. This is in your inventory as the CRKT / Camillus combo. First up, you get a box and you get a knife from Columbia River Knife and Tool. This is the Mai Tai stainless steel frame lock with carbon fiber look, FRN scales, tip down right hand carry, thumb stud deployment. Oh, I got a little spring assist thing going with a torsion bar. Steel is 41/16, blade length 3 9/16, handle 4 7/16. There's your stainless steel frame lock engagement. It is rock solid. The action is awesome with the spring assist. The centering is perfect. It's like new in the box. These are discontinued and out of stock. They were $90 when they were available. And you get with it the Camillus heat, made in Taiwan for Camillus. This is the FRN scaled heat, and it is a combo edge Tanto. Black coated blade, AUS 8, Robo Power Spring Assist. You can use the flipper, you can use the studs. You got a combo edge. You got 3.5 inches of blade, 4 9/16 inches of handle. Stainless steel liner lock with that beautiful comfort fold over tab. Blade centering on this one is going to be off to the right slightly. It is like new, no box. These are discontinued, out of stock, and rare. Designed by the legend, Daryl Ralph. So let's see. We ran these separately for $50 and $30 respectively, so $80. Dropped them down to $55 for the pair for the weekend. Still here. You get both of them this week. Shipped priority mail, all in $45. Plus 20 each to sharpen. That is the CRKT Camillus combo. Next up, onto the fresh stuff. And we've got two from Smith & Wesson. Let's see if I can figure out what's what. So we got one, and we got two. The top one here is the Smith & Wesson HRT Flipper, 440 something steel. Washers of some kind, could be nylon. No spring assist, and it does take a little wrist action to open. You have 3 5/8 inches of blade, combo edge, bead blasted. Got sort of a self guard with the flipper and the ricasso. 3 5/8 blade, 4.5 inches of aluminum scales that are coated in some fashion with black. It is a stainless steel liner lock. Lockup is rock solid. The action is okay. The centering's a little off to the left. Lockup's nice. Condition is very near mint in box. And then you also get this, the Smith & Wesson Extreme Ops Automatic. Also a 440 blade, 3 1/4 inches in length, a 4.5 inch handle. Again, it's a crinkle black aluminum handle. It is a button lock auto. Fires right out. Locks up tight. Centers pretty doggone nicely. Going to be tipped down right hand only for carry. So I don't know what these knives cost new. They were probably like $25 or $30 each. Both of them very near mint in box to like new. The pair can be yours. $30 shipped priority mail plus 20 each to sharpen. That's in your inventory as the Smith & Wesson combo. Next up, we're going to run another little combo deal. This will be in your inventory as the Boker Magnum / Buck combo. The first item from Boker Magnum, made in Taiwan knife, is the BDO 107 Auto. Cool little, just a hint of gold anno on that aluminum handle. Button lock auto. Opens beautifully. Blade steel on this one is 420 something. 2 5/8 blade, 3 3/4 inch handle. Very much like a small LUDT in handle profile. There's a little side play in the lock mechanism. Centering is pretty doggone nice. Opens beautifully. And this, by the way, is a button lock auto conversion. These knives shipped as a spring assist, and then from Blade HQ or others, you could buy the auto spring conversion. This has had it done. So I don't know. These were $40 when they were in stock, web price, and then you spend another like $10 or $20 to get the conversion kit. Okay, that is the Boker Magnum BDO 107, and then you also get this knife. I remember this from the old days of Nut and Fancy. This is the Buck 0290 Rush. This one in the natural aluminum scales. Beautiful skeletonized handle. It's an interesting spring assist with a safety, and the safety rocks forward and it keeps you from flipping the knife open. Then you pull the safety back and then you touch the flipper and out it comes. You've got a 420 HC blade, tumble polish over a satin, blade length on the Rush 2 9/16. The handle is 3 13/16. It is a stainless steel liner lock. There's your engagement. Lockup is rock solid. Centering is down the middle, and the flipping action just fine. Very near mint to like new in box. These are discontinued, out of stock, and guys, they're doing some money on eBay, between $90 and $140 in the sold listings. So you're going to get the Buck Rush and the B0107 from Boker Magnum. So I don't know, you got like a, what were those? I don't know, you got like $150 worth of knives brand new here, and you can buy them both shipped priority mail, all in $100 plus 20 each to sharpen. That is the Boker Magnum Buck combo in your inventory. Next up, from Kershaw Knives, made in the USA, we have a Speed Safe, model 1670 BLK STWM. That is a murdered combo edge Tanto freaking blur. Black, hard anodized aluminum scales. Now this knife was made April of 07, and it doesn't have Track Tech. I wrote Track Tech in my notes, but that is not Track Tech. That is sandpaper grip tape, the old style. And look how nice. There's like zero wear on this knife. Got the old school Parkerized Kershaw clip. Best thumb studs ever. Speed Safe spring assist. DLC blade. 14C28N is your steel. Ken Onion design. Rock solid lockup. There is your engagement. Nice and firm. Speed Safe works perfect. Centers up perfectly. We'll call this near mint to like new in box. You can buy this knife brand new in its current iteration for $80. Web retail, your favorite retailer. This one can be yours like it is for $55. As sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service, $75. That's the Kershaw Blur Tanto murdered. Next up, we've got an old ZT box, and inside it is a ZT0700BLK, the in-house Kershaw designed 700, black G10 scales, a few years of little pocket dust embedded in that G10, but very little wear. Parkerized Kershaw butter knife clip emblazoned with the ZT engraving. This is a non-assisted flipper on washers. Flips like a champ. DLC blade, S30V steel, Tanto blade. Very nice knife in hand. Rock solid lockup, there's your engagement. Super smooth action. Beautiful blade centering. Condition's going to be very near mint in box. These are discontinued and out of stock. Some of these are doing up in the 150 range, sold listings on eBay. This one can be yours for $100 like it is. $125 with an Apostle P edge. That's the ZT0700 BLK. Next up, ooh guys, we got a beauty. I mean, we got a beauty. Look here. Puma, knife makers to the world. Made in Germany. Inside we have a model 125396 Sedona in ebony wood. Guys, this is a beautiful knife. As usual, beautifully crafted, beautifully finished leather sheath from Puma. Got a thong for the leg tie. Got a thong for retention, however you want to use that. Snap and a cross strap. And then you got this thing of beauty. Clip point blade in Puma stainless. They're calling it 1.4125 stainless. You Euro guys can help me out with what that means. Beautifully finished blade in every surface. Hollow ground, convex swedge, satin flats, aluminum guard. Now this is laminated ebony, so it's like an ebony plywood. Aluminum half guard, aluminum corbies, and an aluminum lanyard tube. Nice, robust handle. Super nice in hand. Blades 5.5, handle 4 7/16. We'll call it near mint to like new. In box. These are out of stock everywhere. When they were available, they were between $220 and $250, depending on what website and what continent you bought it on. I've only found one of these sold recently on eBay, and it did $205. Can't imagine it was any nicer than this one. This can be yours as shown for $175 and sharpened by me, $205. That is the Puma 125396 Sedona. Next up, we have one from the Benchmade Hunt series, which may not exist anymore. Inside we have a 15002 Saddle Mountain Skinner. Guys, this is just a beautifully made knife. Yes, it's a mass-produced knife, but man, is it well done. We've got a wet-formed pancake-style leather sheath, cross strap and a snap for retention. Inside, this little beauty. Beautifully stone-washed S30V drop point blade with lots of belly. Kind of presents the belly down into the work a little bit. I believe this has had some work done on the edge. It's a polished edge, but I don't know, it's pretty good. I've got a sharpen price on here, but you might just want to leave it alone. Anyway, that S30V blade, 4 3/16 inches in length. The handle is 4.5, and it's got a stabilized wood like a diamond wood kind of a product for the handle scales. Beautifully machined, and then a thumb dent in the front of the handle for that pinch grip. Nicely made. Kind of a thinner handle profile, some what looks like water jet file work in the spine, not a hafted knife. But really, really nice for a hunting piece, I think. Condition we'll call near mint in box. These are in stock new for $171 at your favorite retailer. This can be yours. $140 like it is. 165 with my edge, but I think the edge that's been applied already is pretty good. Just keep that in mind. The Benchmade 15002 Saddle Mountain Skinner. Next up, ooh, it's a little run of Benchmade. This one comes in the blue box. It is a 580 Barrage, the OG Barrage. There you go. Velox scales. Parkerized deep carry pocket clip. Axis assist spring assist mechanism with spine mounted safety. Ooh, this is rocking a polished edge. I don't think I sharpened this. I think my consignor did. That is 3 5/8 of luscious 154 cm spear point awesomeness. Osborne design. Who's that guy, I wonder? Lock up, rock solid. Centering is, it's close. I'm going to say it's a little left. You know, it is a little left. Yeah. I wrote down perfect, but it's not quite perfect. Okay. Very near mint in box. Polished edge noted. These are discontinued, not a stock. The last map price for them was $157. They're doing between $100 and $140 on eBay. Can't imagine you're going to find a nicer one than this, at least not with a better edge. Your price shipped priority mail $110. No need to sharpen. That's the Benchmade 580 Barrage. Be specific, because there's another Barrage coming with a different model number. Next up, there's a different Barrage coming with a different model number. This is a 580-2 Barrage. It's a little dressed up. We've got 3D Machine G10 in gray. We've got a Parkerized split arrow clip. We have an axis assist mechanism with a spine mounted safety. We have 3 5/8 inches of S30V blade steel. A beautiful swedged spear designed by Warren, the late, the great Osborne. There's your axis assist. Lockup is rock solid. Centering on this one is very close to perfect. It is. Like new in the box. These are out of stock. When they were available, they were $196 web retail. Your price on this one, $150, like it is, $170 with an Apostle P edge. The Benchmade 580-2 Barrage. Next up. Oh, it's another Benchmade. This one, another one from Warren Osborne, the 940-2. This would be the User 940. Instead of the hard anodized green aluminum handle, we got black G10, toxic green hourglass standoffs, Parkerized Emerson style clip, S30V blade. This has a polished edge that needs nothing. Lockup, rock solid. Action, not quite free dropping, but could be. And centering, dead. Down the middle. Condition, very near mint in box. Very nice example. With a nice polished edge. Map pricing on these brand new. Your favorite retailer, $189. This one can be yours for $150. Shipped, priority mail. No need to sharpen. That's the Benchmade 940-2. Next up. So I think this is the same company as Fox Knives, but this one is branded a Blade Fox. Comes in that box. Got a nice ballistic nylon pouch, reinforced. Inside we got a knife. Interesting milling pattern in the black G10. Looks like we got a little bit of a seatbelt cutter going on the back. Glass breaker. Maybe it's a rescue knife. I don't know. We have a blade in titanium nitride coated 440C. Looks like I got a little tape residue on that coating. That'll come right off, I'm sure. Yeah. Beautiful drop point, combo edge. 3 1/8 in length. Handle is 4 1/2. Just solid. Kind of feels almost less Georgie in hand. It is a manual action knife on phosphor bronze. Thumb stud deployment. Stainless steel liner lock. There's your engagement. It is rock solid. Beautifully smooth. Centering, pretty doggone close. Condition, we'll say near mint in box. These are out of stock everywhere. When they were available, they were $67. Web retail. This one can be yours for $45 like it is. $65 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Blade Fox BF 738 Ti folder. Next up, we have one from Vero Engineering. I think I got hungry today and ate a piece of the candy. You got sticker, cloth, candy. I did eat a piece of the candy. Wasn't that good, by the way. You're going to get a certificate of authenticity. It'll tell us at the top that the model is a Synapse Mini, first run, designer J. Vero, steel M390, hand satin finish on the blade, black carbon fiber handle scales, and raw titanium hardware. Here is the knife. What a beauty. Oh, that carbon fiber has like a satin finish, which is really cool. Milled titanium pocket clip with the Vero maker's mark. I guess we'd call that a bolster lock, wouldn't we? Steel insert in the lock bar. Beautiful low profile flipper. There is your blade. M390, 2 7/8 inches in length with that hand rubbed satin. Gorgeous swedge. That's just a beautiful blade. There's your lock engagement. It's beautiful. It's rock solid. The ball bearing action is silky smooth. The blade centering is beautiful. Let's look at that action. Nice little jimp cuts on the front, that low flipper. Oh man, that fires out. That's beautiful. Condition on this one, we're going to say like new in pouch. They're out of stock. When they were available, they were $355. I saw one sold listing on eBay for this knife. It was a buy it now for $500 that was sold on a best offer. So, what do you think? $450 probably? How about we do on this one $320 like it is, $345 with an Apostle P edge on that M390 blade. That's the Vero Engineering Synapse Mini. Next up, we had one of these last week and it did not last long. It's from We, and this is the Roxi 3, model number 19072-2. It's the all-black version. They call this a black stonewash, so I think it's a tumbled DLC, very lightly tumbled on the handle and the blade. Then you got a bronze anodized titanium milled pocket clip that's also had a black stonewash treatment. The hardware is all bronze anodized. Backspacer matches the clip. Now, I guess you could front flip that if you knew how to front flip, or you can use the opening hole. Yeah, it's on ball bearings. I could get good at that. I probably could. So anyway, S35 VN blade, 3 3/16 inches in length. Kind of a steep worn cliff. Nice fuller, nice jimping. Titanium frame lock. Lock bar stabilizer, steel lock face insert. There's your engagement. It is rock solid. Man, that choil works great. Presents the blade nicely. Engagement is solid. Lockup is solid. Wee ball bearing action is like a wee. Centering is dead. Condition on this Roxi is going to be like new in the box. These are out of stock. When they were available, they were $230. This one can be yours for $180 like it is. $200 with an Apostle P edge. That's the We 19072-2 Roxi 3. Next up. Oh, guys. Oh, God, this was such a breath of fresh air to see this knife roll in. This is the Chaves Ultramar Street Scapegoat in full titanium with the belt finish blade. Why do I love this? Well, number one, it's a cool knife. Number two, it's got an alternative to the Jagger skull clip. How about that? We have a beautiful bead blasted titanium handle. I mean, beautiful. We have a steel inserted 3 o'clock titanium frame lock. We have thumb studs. And we've got a gorgeous, what would you call that? I don't know what it's sort of a clip point, I guess. Gorgeous forward finger choil. Blade steel is M390. Blade length is 3 3/8. Handle is 4 3/8. Nice and efficient blade to handle ratio. There's your lock engagement. It is rock solid. Ball bearing action is beautiful. Centering is beautiful. We're calling this very near mint to like new in box. They're out of stock everywhere. Sold listings on eBay are going crazy on this knife. Some of them between $450 and $590. This can be yours. Shipped priority mail like it is for $460. Both clips. $485 if you'd like my edge on it. The Chaves Street Scapegoat. Next up, from Zero Tolerance, in the new white box. Inside we have a ZT0452CF Sinkovich, the big Sinkovich. Carbon fiber showside scale. Stonewash titanium frame. Titanium frame lock with steel insert and integral over travel stop. You can see through the lock bar cut. Deep carry shorty clip on a big long knife. We have a ball bearing flipper mechanism. Finger was on the lock bar. There is no death lock, but still a nice detent. Blade steel is S35VN, 4 1/16 inches of it. A 5 1/8 inch handle, which is beautiful in the hand, with a bunch of real estate. You can go all over that thing. Lockup is rock solid. The flipping action is perfect, as is the blade centering. The condition is like new in the box. I would call this a superb example of the 452. If you want to buy one of these brand new, they have crept up to $260 minimum advertised price at your favorite website. This one can be yours like new in box and a beauty. $220 like it is, $240 with an Apostle P edge. That's the ZT0452CF. Next up, if you don't already have one, you need one. And it would be a good idea to buy a used one while these are in stock new. This is the Benchmade Blade HQ exclusive 940BK-2004. You know the knife. I know you do. Jade G10. Black hardware. Deep carry parkerized clip. And a Cerakoted blade of CPM M4. This one in very near mint condition. Zero blade play. Nice free action. Centering looks beautiful. Let's take a look at the blade. I have a nice deep beard. I have a long tip. I don't have any recurve back here. That's a good one, guys. Rock solid. We're going to call it near mint in box. These are available at Blade HQ today for $196 plus tax. Or just buy this one, $175 all in and shipped, priority mail, $175, and then $200 if you want my edge on it. So even if you have me sharpen it, it would still be less than the knife that you purchased from Blade HQ after sales tax. What do you think of that? And guys, every time these go out of stock, they go up $50 on the secondary market. So It's a good idea to buy a used one while the new ones are available and still save yourself some money. That is the Benchmade 940BK-2004. Okay, we have reached the How About the Truth portion of tonight's sale. It's time to read Steve's note. It's short this time, the introduction note. Hello, everyone. Got quite a variety of knives for you guys. All carbon steel. Actually, that's not true. Not true. One's got stainless. Once again, all of my GEC knives are TIW, Titusville Ironworks era knives, before CNC grinders, okay? No CNC blades here. Rare, very hard to find knives. All right, let's get to the How About the Truth lot. From Schatt and Morgan. We'll just read the cards, shall we? The Schatt and Morgan number 69 Barlow with genuine winter bottom bone and 1095 carbon steel. SFO for Frank's Classic Knives, pinned keystone shield, mint condition. This knife blows away the everyday Barlow. Frank personally told me the following info during a phone conversation. He located and purchased a supply of new bone that closely replicated winter bottom. Then he stumbled across a very small quantity of real winter bottom, enough to do only a handful of these Barlows. Frank promised me 2 knives with the real stuff. This is one of those knives. The majority of the run looked nowhere near as good, even at a quick glance. I have another that I'll never part with. Good blade grinds too, made with the original tooling and dies. I think only 50 of each were made with the spear and or clip blades, but only a few with this real winter bottom. Rare! Queen was on their A game with this one. It also has what Rob and I call a 2-stage pull with the blade closed. Note the tang end compared to the spring end, and the half-stop position is not quite 90 degrees. Bolster is wider than a Charlo, very sweet Barlow. And you see the price, $300 firm. So let's take a look at the 69 Barlow. Oh, look at that. Oh my. Oh, 3 7/16 inches of closed length. Beautiful winter bottom. Beautiful brass liners, hardly tarnished. Match striker long pull, cut swedge. There is a little factory rub mark in the blade. Gorgeous spear point. So the 2-stage pull, easy on the first leg, a little firmer coming out for the rest of the way. Does not have a very wavy pile side grind. Pretty good job. Pull weight, about a 6.5. Beautiful walk and talk, and the centering is very close. And we're going to call this near mint to like new in box. $300 like it is, $315 with an Apostle P edge. That is the Schatt and Morgan number 69 Barlow winter bottom. Next up, we do not have a queen knife, but we have a queen box. We have a case knife. And I'll read you the card. The case, 1973 model, large Stockman, and the model number is the 6375. This is a 7-dot 1973 knife, CV carbon steel, 4 1/4 inches. Is that what I measured at? Yep, closed length. The shield is pinned at both ends, mint condition. I grew up on case knives, said Steve. This was the first knife I ever bought when I decided to start collecting knives in 2010, about 6 months before I discovered GEC. I don't care what anyone says. During this period, Case had some of the most beautiful jig bone. All 3 blades are hollow ground, full height, I believe. I just searched eBay, and the closest knife I could find was a mint 1974, 1 year newer than mine, mint for $256. I can do better. Nickel silver liners on this one. Knife is just as clean and shiny inside the blade well as well. It came with no box, so I used a nice queen box. Better than no box. 165. Let's take a look. Beautiful, beautiful serpentine pattern. Gorgeous bone. Gorgeous bone. Closed length is 4 1/4. It is a clip main on a cam tang. A sheep's foot in the middle. And over here we got a little stubby spay. Just a little rub there, but very, very nice. Very nice walk and talk. So we'll call it near mint, wrong box. 165 like it is. 200 I sharpen all 3 blades. That's the case. 6375 large Stockman. 1973 7 dot. Next up. Uh-oh. This is some interesting stuff, guys. We have a 1992 Case Brothers Case Classic number 6355 Whittler with Case Brothers tang stamps on all 3 blades, antique green bone, and a bow tie shield, one of 250 made, with original box and COA, double X blade stamp. No ugly etches. According to the Case Price Guide, written by James Buzz Parker, Tony Foster, and Ed Henley, this pattern with the Case Brothers tang stamps and the double X stamp commands a 10 to 20% premium over all the other 6355s that have the W.R. Case and Sons stampings with blade etches. This was one of the earliest splitbacks ever made by Case and dropped from their catalog before 1920. The bow tie shield is also one of their earliest shields. This knife and nearly all others were made by Queen Cutlery for Jim Parker using the original tooling and dies in the Case Classic program. Mint condition, clean and shiny inside too. I used to find this exact knife once in a while on eBay, but I can't find one now and been looking for weeks. Found one with the W.R. Case and Sons stamp and etch for $180. Mine is more sought after, priced at $175. So there's your box. There's your C of A. Here's your knife. Now, I guess this is carbon steel. Look at that double X stamp on that main Warncliffe, big beefy thing. Cam tangs, but man, beautiful. Maybe a 7.5 pull. Got a little rubbing, but who cares? And then you got these, what do you call these? Cattle knife blades? There's your split back configuration. A brass center wedge spacer. Two springs run in the main, and then one each for the secondaries. Very nice, and some beautiful bone. Antique green, looks brown to me. Oh, there's a little hint of green. Your price on this one, and it is 3 3/4 inches closed. $175 like it is, $210 my edge on all 3 blades. The Case 6355 Whittler from 1992. Next up, it's another Case. This has got some super cool bone on it, guys. This is the 1976 edition of the Case 6380 Carpenter's Whittler, a 4-dot, meaning 1976, in CV carbon steel. Appaloosa bone, all 3 blades hollow ground, nickel silver liners, about 3 7/8 inches long, pinned shield at both ends. This is one of the good ones with perfectly centered main blade. Shiny clean inside and out, dead mint, a true wishbone frame. I'll show you what that means. One exactly like it, recently auctioned on eBay for $171.50, but that knife had visible pitting on the main blade and had been sharpened, according to the seller. I bought 3 of these, and the knife you see here is the best of the 3. Best blade centering with the least amount of blade rub. Blade rub is very minimal, no pin cracks, excellent walk and talk, a real sweetheart, $175. So here you go. Looks a lot like a GEC 38, doesn't it? Oh, look at that Appaloosa bone. Oh, that is not a chunk. That is the way it took the die. Look at that. Beautiful. So when Steve says wishbone, you can see how the liners make an actual S curve, which is unbelievably hard to do. So there's your main clip. I'm going to call that a 7, maybe a 7.5 on cams. Perfect walk and talk. There's a secondary clip and a secondary coping. Super nice, guys. And take a look at the blade alignment. Beautiful. So, near mint, in box, $175 like it is, $210 sharpened. It's the Case Brothers. Nope, the Case 6380 Carpenter's Whittler, 1976 4-dot. Next up, oh, this is the Rob's pick tonight, guys. Here, I'll tell you why. This is a Northwoods original Dave Shirley era dogleg whittler in Italian jig bone. Dead, mint, and rare. All 3 blades have stamps that say Northwoods, Gladstone, Michigan, USA. We don't know the year this knife was made, but we do know that Dave sat on the board of directors at Queen Cutlery before he died. Queen made these knives under Bill Howard. This is the general consensus, as Dave never admitted as such. But there was no knife-making equipment in Dave's shop when Derek bought the company. This is one of the good ones. Now, this is the best one I've ever seen, guys. Blade centering is beautiful. Very, very slight blade rub. Hard, almost impossible to see. Pinned arrowhead shield. And the inside of the knife is shiny new. These knives have been made long before Derek Bone bought Northwoods. And all new old stock knives from Mr. Shirley went to him when the ownership transferred. Derek told me this personally over the phone during my research for our Traditional Knives Anthology video. Derek bought Northwoods not long before he became a GEC dealer, if I'm recalling correctly. I haven't seen this knife on eBay. According to a seller on All About Pocket Knives, vintage Northwoods with Italian jig bone were made in the early 2000s. Secondaries have one-way cam stops, a common Queen design. $275 for this one, guys. I sold mine like this, which wasn't as nice. It had lots of blade rub, so I satined the blades. This thing is as perfect as it gets. It is a split-back wedge center spacer whittler with a thick, deep Wharncliffe blade. Polished and beautiful. Beautiful cam tang walk and talk. Look at the centering. It is very nice. I've actually seen examples of this knife that the blades crashed when you closed them. There's your secondary clip. Very interesting. On opening, it feels like a cam tang, but when you close it, it's got a little stop almost. And then a secondary pen. And guys, look at the bone. Look at the bone. Are you kidding me? Oh, a bargain at $275. $310 with my edge on it. That is the Northwoods Dogleg Whittler. Next up, we've got a Great Eastern Cutlery Titty number 23 Pioneer Trapper, the 2007 Sarpent edition with reptile green jig bone. Mint condition. The etch on the pile side of the blade says 1 of 250, but production totals from the website reveal only 236 were made. This is the only knife that GEC ever made with this jigging on it. It looks much better in person than it does in pictures. It also looks really cool when viewing the bottom of the knife. We'll have to do that. See the fine etch of the serpent in the Sarpent etch. Serial number 188 engraved in the bolster. Some of the best quality among all 23s for any year. No blade wrap. Considering that 236 were made, you hardly ever see one come up for sale. And I suspect this is due to realizing the quality once it's in your hands. This knife has the finest finishing on the inside of the back spring I've ever seen on any GEC or other factory traditional folder. GEC did a great job on this knife inside and out. Looks like it's going to be $255. Here's the tube. This is before the 5-digit model number, so you just have a sticker at the bottom of the back of the tube. Tells you it's a 2007 number 23. I don't know if you can read this, but it's awful small print. This explains the Sarpent edition. Got a little Ben Hogan French Kate reference in the history. Here's the knife. 4 7/16 inches of closed length. Oh, he's right. Look at that. Oh. That is pretty amazing jigging. Reptile jig bone. Single spay blade. I don't know if you can pick out the serpent, the snake etched, weaving in and out of the SAR PNT letters. Cut swedge and a nail nick. Pull weight 8.5. Walk and talk are awesome. There's your 1 of 250, but they only made 236. I'm going to wipe this blade real quick. Thought I saw a rub mark. As you would have from time to time. Well, it wasn't a rub mark. It was just a smudge. Yep. Very near mint in tube. Centering, I think I saw as close on this one. Your price $255 like it is, $275 with an Apostle P edge. GEC Titty number 23 Pioneer Trapper. Next up, maybe the most special knife in the sale. Looks like it's going to be a Northfield. And it looks like it might be a 62 Courthouse Whittler. The 620311 Courthouse Whittler Northfield with coconut palm wood covers. Unserialized, only 17 pieces made. There were 25 made, serialized, and then these 17 unserialized. Many of you recall seeing my serialized version in our TKA video about this amazing Whittler. The only reason I'm selling this one is because I have the serialized version plus 4 others in various handles. This is the only year that this Whittler was made as a true split back. You'll remember that, was it 2020? They made 62s as catch bit Whittlers. This is a split back. Dual handle notches to access the secondaries. Like most folks, my favorite Whittler is the Grinling. However, this 62 is the most practical and usable of all the GEC Whittlers. A guy on YouTube teaches wood carving using knives. He did a video about the 62 pocket carver and stated it's the best knife he ever used. This knife has no blade rub, total precision. Only one other pattern had coconut palm, and it was a 56 with 7 pieces. This is your big chance, guys. You won't find this rare bird anywhere. Remember, only 17 pieces unserialized. It's going to be $475, and we're not budging. There's your tube. There's your model number. It is model 620311W. 3 13/16 inches of closed length. Triple lined and pinched bolsters. Cloud shield. Gorgeous coconut palm. Main blade, a Warncliffe. Northfield etch, and that is a very fine satin, guys. Looks like Steve might have polished a little bit of patina on the pile side of that main blade. Pull weight is a 7 on a cam tang. Nice walk and talk. There's a secondary pen on half stop and a secondary coping on a half stop. Blade centering on the 62, very close. Near mint in tube, your price $475. $510. I sharpen all 3 blades. Probably wouldn't touch them if I were you. Next up, oh, we have another one from GEC. It's going to be a titty-ute. And it's going to be a number 82 Dixie Stockman. Model 828314. Titty-ute cutlery with antique black jig bone. Pattern production premiere, yet they don't have the PPP etch because they weren't doing that yet back in 14, I guess. 4 1/8 inches long closed. At first, I bought the nicest natural stag of the run, plus this titty version. I was so impressed with the precision of this knife, I immediately bought another like this one to EDC. Only 39 pieces made with these covered. Not even a hint of blade rub. Check out how incredibly thin all 3 blades are ground and how close they are. The blade well and entire knife are incredibly thin too. Nice smooth cam action, access notch in the handle. Holy cow. This is just a book. Yeah. Let's see, what do we think on this one? What do we think on this one? Yeah, we're going to do a little better than $275. Okay, so there's the tube. There's your model number. And here's the knife. Almost a sow belly. Plain bolsters. Beautiful titty shield. The main blade on the front is a muskrat clip. I'm going to say 6.5 pull. Warney in the middle. And a spay. Oh, a drop. That's pretty cool. Near mint in tube. Your price $250. $250 for this one. $285. I sharpen all 3 blades. It's the GEC titty number 82 Dixie Stockman. Next up, ooh, it's a titty. I used to own this exact knife. Well, the twin to it. This is special, guys. This is the number 981316 Titty Texas Whittler with Gabon Ebony. It is the only prototype with COA. 65 pieces in ebony. Luckily, the Seal 1 preservative only stained and etched a small area on the pile side of the main blade. Yeah, don't ever buy Seal 1. There's a small spot next to the nail nick on the main and one other tiny spot on the pile side of the pen blade near the tip. Knife is fine otherwise. Being totally honest, this knife blows the other 98 out of the water. Someone at GEC gave more attention to this knife during fab and production. All 3 blades are butter smooth with fantastic snap, opening or closing. The difference between this knife and the other 98 are night and day. That's interesting. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, there's your tube. There's your model number. There is your C of A prototype. And here's the knife. Oh, yeah.
4 13/16 of closed length. We have a split back whittler with a brass center wedge spacer. Camtang main blade, a little recurve clip affair. Proto. Okay, right here is where that little rust spot was. And there was also a little patina that I kind of removed on the pile side by resatining that side of the blade. And let's see. There is, no, there's the spot on the pen blade right there. It's pretty slight. And then there's a sheep's foot. Let's check out the snap. That's strong. Man, that is a man's knife right there. And main blade on a cam. That's pretty sweet. Centering is about as good as it gets. That's just a beautiful piece of work. And it is the prototype. Your price? $450, like it is. $490 with my edge on all three blades. That's the GEC Titty Ute, number 98 Texas Whittler prototype. That brings us to the last knife in the sale. Uh-oh. I think we got a little Roy Humenic action going here. I think we do. We do. Stay. Maybe not. Here's the card. The 981316 American Whittler with Snakewood SFO for Roy Humenic of American Whittler, one of 54 pieces. Comes with the hat pin. Okay, I believe it. These 98s and a couple boys' knives that I bought in 2016 were the last Titusville Ironworks knives I ever bought from GEC. At the same time, I bought a new product made for lubricating and preserving called Seal 1. It sucks. We're going to have some issues. I'll show you what happened. Okay, so guys, one of 56, I guess he said, for Roy Humenic's American Whittler collection. A beautiful platform to showcase some snakewood, wouldn't you say? 4 13/16 of closed length. Both sides of the main blade had some patina from that Seal 1 lubricant. I did my best to kind of touch up the satin and blend it and get rid of that. There's a 1 of 50 etch on this side that's kind of hard to see. I don't know. That main blade feels just about as good as the other one. It's a little stickier, a little tighter. There's your blade centering, very nice. Let's see how the secondaries are. Yeah, they're a little tighter than the other one. You know, not quite as free, but still great snap. Let's see if I got any other marks on these blades. The sheep's foot looks clean. And the pen looks clean. Might be a little tiny gray spot right above my thumb. But all in all, nothing terrible. So I would say still very near mint in tube. Snakewood, that's pretty, always does money. This one, $425 like it is. $465. I sharpen all three blades. That's the GEC Northfield, number 98 American Whittler in Snakewood. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of another Thursday night knife sale on the Apostle P channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now commence to clicking.